So we're going to get into a new segment that Tyler and I have been spitballing, throwing around, and this is kind of to spark our brains a little bit. And we're going to introduce one new business idea every episode. We're going to start with one. If eventually we might get into each of us has our own idea, but we're going to just start with one and kind of spitball back and forth and see what we can make out of it. So these aren't generally ideas or necessarily ideas that relate to either of our businesses. They can be or can be a totally different idea. And I think today's is kind of a totally different idea.
I think it is, but I'm not sure what it is. Do you mind elaborating on it?
Yep. Came up with it about an hour and a half ago. And I have written down on my notes here, speed dating for business interests. So the thought process behind this, when I thought of this, was one thing I see in high school and college students is they don't know which route to take in life. And maybe it's just by talking to my sisters and my friends that they switch majors and they don't know what to do. They don't know what they're good at. It would be cool if there was an event of some sort where, hey, here's 15 different industries. You're in groups of 3 people maybe, and you have 5 minutes and you go there and they pretty much give you an elevator pitch and it's hands-on if they want to show you something, and then you go on to the next one. So it's almost like you're speed dating these different industries to see what you like. What are your thoughts on? Like a job fair? Yeah, but like fast.
Is a job fair not fast?
It could be fast. The job fair could be fast.
Although this kind of seems like a job fair. I didn't really know the gist of it, but
I didn't even think about a job fair until you said it. Now I'm like, yeah, it seems a lot like a job fair.
Yeah, the issue with that, I think, is the recruiter can lie because we'll say the company, Northwestern Mutual, I was talking to the guy and I was talking to him and he sold me. He sold me so hard. And I'm like, how much of this is, one question that I was really concerned about, I was like, how much of this is cold calling? He said none of it. And then, yeah, so I went to the training. I got the interview, whatever, got the job. We went to the interview and then we're going through the training. It's like a week-long training program. And I'm like, that fucking liar. This is literally all cold calling. And so that, I think there's an issue that rises there where they can be misleading or say something that is not truly, you know, what it actually is. And so I'm not sure how you would get around that, but
yeah, maybe this is a bad example to start off the first time we did this segment, but I should have pitched it to you before we hit record. But
that might have been a good idea, but do you have something?
Well, I was just going to say, it's because the thought process behind it is getting people to figure out what they like, where job fairs are boring to me. Like this would be like
how would this be fun?
It's almost like a challenge or a game where it's more structured. A job fair, you kind of walk around and check out what you like, right? Whereas this, it's almost, I don't know, whether it be hands-on where, okay, you get 60 seconds here and then they move you along. Maybe not 60 seconds, but maybe 180 seconds.
So 3 minutes.
Yeah. So I don't know how it'd work, but I remember when I was starting, someone told me, try as many things as you can until you figure out what you like.
Yeah.
Well, I don't really like a job fair because I felt like if I go to a job fair, they say, hey, here's job fairs are boring to me. People just, the kids walk around to pick up the knickknacks. I got a pen. I got a bracelet. I got this.
Yeah, I feel that. I think one thing that I really wanted to do, I feel like I get bored fast. And I didn't really watch the show, but Dirty Jobs and how he just went from job to job to job to job. Yeah. I kind of like that, where it's just trying out so many different jobs to see what you like. And I think there's a lot of jobs that you can do that, where, you know, you don't need all this background where you have to go to school. Like a lot of jobs say you need this or you need, you know, a finance degree or whatever, but you could literally learn it like a week or two on the job and, you know, pick it up like anyone else. And I feel like if companies were more receptive to that and just having people come in, I feel like it would open a lot more doors for people to be able to, you know, go in and try it. But at the same time, you might have a lot higher churn. And I think one thing that I heard that I give credit to is what college or university somewhat does. It weeds out a lot of people. It shows that they have determination to go through 4 years of shit work if they don't really like it. Like they have the determination to be able to sit there, get decent grades, be able to pass, and it just shows that willingness to learn and succeed. So I think that's a little bit what college and university does. But I think being able to job bounce and see what you do like, see what you don't like, and find the industries. But I feel like there's a huge pressure on people coming out of or high school that they have to go to college or university. And that happened with me, where someone got forced to go to school because I'm not going to get a good job if I don't go to school. And I really wanted to prove that wrong. And I wasn't able to, unfortunately, because at the time I was just like a lazy piece of shit. And I just, it's true. It's just how it was. So
you turn that 180, you flip that coin.
Yeah, I did.
You said
I don't know where I was going with that. Yeah, I 5. Don't get that wrong.
I was thinking while you're speaking there, if we could pivot this business idea to turn it into challenges, and maybe it's something where it teaches people how to be problem solvers. So maybe there's 10 booths. You have one person go
Fix
to
this
every
issue.
booth, and it's pretty much like, hey, you have 3 minutes, and maybe one of them is a flight school of some sort or something with planes, and you have to hop in the seat and you have to quickly figure out how to fly the plane. I don't know, something like that. That's a little drastic, but that. And then maybe there's another one where it's for a fire department, and there's a fake fire, and there's a simulator where you have to put out the fire. Something where it's quick and you have to get actually
might need a little bit more
in
than
it.
3 minutes.
Yeah, and maybe that's something where those are 2 examples that are at the top of my head. But something where because the part of the job fairs that I like are when they put you in the situation, in the scenario. So even
something that would happen on the job.
Correct. So even maybe there's a military one. I know the National Guard is at a lot of these job fairs. Maybe they simulate something where you actually have to get in the back of a Humvee and hold a fake rifle, and then you get bombarded with whatever. You get bombarded by enemy soldiers, right? So making these hyper realistic environments that you're going to be in. And maybe for filmmaking, you walk into a room, maybe it's this big event center where there's 10 rooms and every room is a different thing. You walk into this room and boom, you're on a movie set. You now have to be the director.
Direct these people and
and you have to work. You have to work with the producers. You have to work with the director of photography. You have to work with the talent, and then you kind of put yourself in. I like that scenario more. See, we're working this out. Throwing them enough into the fire where it's, hey, you're a part of this. I know you know nothing about this job, nothing about this profession, but now you're in. You have 5 minutes to do the best work you can.
Okay. We're getting somewhere. This is a lot better than the job fair idea you originally had.
Hey, this is why this is why we have this segment. We got to work through these ideas.
Yeah. What would be cool if we keep doing this, and then we end up hearing people that come up with these that actually pursue, like, maybe someone doesn't do the job fair, but they do what we're branching out to. Maybe like future ideas too.
It's not a job fair, okay? It's a career fair. Careers in 5, we'll call it.
Future fair.
Careers in 5.
Yeah.
That would be cool if people actually started doing these ideas, or maybe we're doing the ideas. Maybe it turns into some incubator where we have people come and pitch us business ideas, kind of like, I don't know, Shark Tank.
Will be the next, what is it, like Y2K,
Y2 Combinator or something like that.
Yeah, Y2. I forget the name. Something like that. Y2 Combinator.
Yeah, something like that. Y2K is not it. The year 2000.
We'll start investing in businesses and creating businesses. That would be sweet.
Hey, I'm kind of liking this idea we've come up with here with the throwing people in this live set. Mainly, I want to just throw random kids into a film set.
Yeah, I do like see how they do.
Yeah, and then do another one where it's pool maintenance.
So clean this pool with the mom watching.
Yeah.